Both fighters are in the ring. Whether or not Muhammad Ali's retirement is permanent or temporary, the elimination process continues in the heavyweight division. Today we have two ranked fighters. Ranked number 4 in the world is Duane Bobick with a record of 36-0, 31 by knockout. He's only 25 years old, but his list of victims doesn't read like a who's who in boxing, and frankly, his record is suspect. Today he will fight his first named fighter, and that's Chuck Wepner, who's 35 years old. He's had 50 fights. He's won 41. He's lost 9. He has 20 knockouts to his record, and he's on the downside of his career. It's an important day for both fighters. Wepner says that a loss for Bobick will only hurt him half as much as it will hurt him. Bobick wants to establish his credibility today. Wepner wants to remain a class fighter. There you see Chuck in the ring. He'll wear the red and blue trunks. Bobick will wear white trunks. The ring announcer is revealing some of the celebrities who are here. As Howard mentioned, former world heavyweight champion Joe Frazier is in attendance. Joe being the president of Smoking Joe Incorporated, that company with which Duane Bobick is contracted with. His manager and trainer is also in the ring in the far corner, and that's Eddie Futch. You remember Eddie Futch, who worked with Joe Frazier for so many years. Also in attendance today is Carmen Basilio, who's from nearby Syracuse. He's the former welterweight and middleweight champion. Also Pat Nappy, the 1976 Olympic coach. The referee for today's fight is Harold Vallon. The judges are John Antonucci and Tony DeSalvo, and under rules set by the New York State Athletic Commission, the judging, if it goes the distance, will be by rounds. The mandatory 8 count on knockdowns will be used, and 3 knockdowns sustained by the same fighter in the same round will end the contest. Duane Bobick, just introduced to the crowd. 6'3", 217 pounds, ranked 4th in the world, 26 years old, from Bolus, Minnesota. In a local newspaper, one writer said, maybe Bobick doesn't belong in the same ring with Wepner. And Bobick said, that's right, I don't belong in the same ring with him. I'm too good for him. And now the introduction of Chuck Wepner.
Roller, 6'5", 224 pounds, Chuck Wepner.
Braverman, Chuck's manager and trainer, rubbing his neck. The fighters now getting their final instructions from the referee, Harold Vallon, and we should be underway at any moment. A small but noisy crowd here at Utica College. Wepner, 6'5", 224.5 pounds. Before the fight, Wepner said, we'll be running into each other until somebody runs the other guy over. We don't expect a finesse fight. These are a couple of brawlers. And we're into round 1. Once again, Wepner wearing the red and blue trunks. Bobick in the white trunks with a green stripe. Bobick said that he plans to go to the body. Wepner says he just plans to go at Bobick. Wepner from Bayonne, New Jersey, would rather be called the Bayonne Brawler rather than that ignominious nickname, the Bayonne Bleeder. But the fact remains that Chuck has been cut often and cut deep. Good right hand by Wepner that time, and Bobick ties him up. Harold Vallon, the referee, has officiated in 17 championship fights around the world. A veteran himself as a fighter of over 200 fights. Good combination by Wepner as he went to the body on Bobick. That wasn't much of a punch. It landed on Bobick's back, made a lot of noise, and got a rise out of the crowd. Bobick scoring left hand. Valen will have his work cut out for him. These are a couple of big guys. Is bringing along Bobick very nicely. This is his 7th fight in the last year. Wepner has fought only twice in the last year. So far, no damage has been done. I'd have to say, as of this moment, that Wepner has been the aggressor. Bobick has been tying him up on the inside. Good right hand by Bobick. We're in the final 30 seconds of round 1. In the final seconds of round 1, Bobick and Wepner. And we'll be right back after this.
Know what kind of parts I put in my Plymouth? Motocross.
At temperatures of over 160 degrees, you can't buy better protection for your cooling system against heat, cold, rust, and corrosion than Peak. For Peak protection, buy Peak.
You're looking at Duane Bobick, who's never been down in his 36 pro bouts, and we'll learn a lot more about this promising fighter today as he begins round 2 against Chuck Wepner. First round was kind of close. No damage done in that first round. Wepner digs a left, and they're on the ropes. And so far, Bobick has been able only to counterpunch. And now Valen is giving a warning to Bobick about hitting behind the head. Another warning from Harold Valen. He told me before the fight that he planned to establish his authority early because of both fighters are known for their brawling ways. Once again, they're separated. Good punch by Bobick on the inside. It was a right hand. Wepner obscured our vision, but I'm sure it was a right hand by Bobick. Wepner is now wearing a Fu Manchu mustache. We first noticed that when he fought Ali back in March of 1975. And to refresh your memory, Wepner, who wasn't given much of a chance, managed to go almost all the way against Ali. He was knocked out in the 15th round. He took a terrible beating that night in Cleveland, and since then he's fought only twice, besides having an exhibition at Shea Stadium last spring with a wrestler named Andre the Giant. By the way, Chuck lost that. We're in the final minute of round 2. Wepner missing a lot. Bobick playing a waiting game. Good right hand by Wepner, but Bobick returns with a right hand. To go in the round, and Wepner connects with a right hand. Bobick covers up. This will not be an easy afternoon for Duane Bobick. Final seconds of round 2, and we'll be right back.
My helper will show you 2 things to look for in a measuring tape.
Makes your beard stand up. Makes your razor shave better.
Back at at Utica College for round 3. Chuck Wepner in the red and blue. Duane Bobick in the white trunks with the green stripe. Wepner came on in that second round. I thought he won it. At 35 years of age and after 12 years in the ring, Wepner says he's a better fighter. And he says he's learned a new move. That is to duck. Now we see the way the fight is going. After a flurry, they both tie themselves up in clinches. Harold Vallon, the referee. Bobick's last fight was in May in Munich, and he knocked out Bunny Johnson. Both of them missed that time. A lot of sound, but very little contact. There's been lots of talk all week among sports fans about how to judge a fight. And there's an uppercut by Wepner that caught Bobick and surprised him. The first uppercut Wepner has used today. Remember that the only contact that counts really is to the face and to the body. Inside left hand by Bobick. He follows with a combination. Remaining in round 3, and we have already established a furious pace. Bobick connects with Wepner on the inside with the left hand. Neither fighter thought that this fight will go the distance. Good right hand by Wepner. He caught Bobick coming in. Uppercut by Wepner. Now we've got a lot of toe-to-toe slugging. Left hand by Bobick caught Wepner. Wepner hits him with a right. Bobick covering up. Right hand by Bobick with 10 seconds to go in round 3. Coming up the bell. Right hand by Bobick.
How do you improve the Firestone Forever battery?
Getting ready for round 4 against Duane Bobick. We were promised a Pier 6 brawl, and that's what we have here this afternoon at Utica College. Wepner was bleeding from the mouth after the end of round 3, which I thought was won by Bobick. Notice the lack of movement by both fighters. They're just standing flat-footed and just slugging it out. Bobick with a good right hand. Both fighters connecting on the inside. They're right over us now. We're live from Utica College in Utica, New York. Duane Bobick, the young hopeful. Chuck Wepner, the trial horse. It's a classic confrontation. Nothing pretty about this. They're just slashing at each other.
It's full size for $77. LTD2 is a trimmer, sportier car at a trimmer price. Full size or trim size. Take your choice. When America needs a better idea, Ford puts it on wheels.
Round 5, Duane Bobick moving out to meet Chuck Wepner, who got an admonishment in this corner from Al Braverman, his manager. He was screaming at Chuck to be more aggressive. Braverman, one of the best cut men in the business, was working on Chuck's nose, which was bleeding after round 4. And considering the history of Chuck's cut, he really isn't cut badly so far. Meanwhile, Bobick is going to town on Wepner on the ropes. To remind the stations along the line that we will pause for a station break following the end of this round. And now a cut has been opened over Wepner's left eye. So Wepner so far in this fight has bled from the mouth, the nose, and now over the left eye, right over his eyebrow. And it's really getting red. They're right over us now. Bobick trying to take advantage of that cut. Neither fighter thought it would go 10 rounds. We're in the 5th round. We're at the halfway mark right now. And some of Wepner's blood has been splattered right on our desk right in front of us. Mind you, Chuck is a game guy, and he's giving Bobick some trouble on the inside. It's a good right hand by Wepner. And now Wepner is bleeding from below his right eye. His face is turning crimson. Crowd stomping for more action. We've got 1 more minute remaining in round 5. And Wepner has not stopped. He's still coming at Bobick. Bobick counterpunching well. Connecting on the inside. Wepner bleeding now, profusely. Wepner going for the home run punch. Bobick with a solid right hand and a left, and now he pounds away at the midsection of Wepner. Another right hand by Bobick. With more of ABC's Wide World of Sports after this message from our local station. Coming out for round 6 against Duane Bobick. Referee Harold Vallon visited Wepner's corner between rounds, inspected the cuts on both eyes, came back and told me he will decide this round which way this fight is going. Harold Vallon told me he thinks that Wepner's a game guy, wants to give him the benefit of the doubt. Meanwhile, he has serious cuts about the face. Bobick moving in now, scoring on the ropes. over on the inside. A reminder, we're in round 6. It has been mostly Duane Bobick. Good right hand by Bobick. Caught Wepner again, and he's now bleeding profusely, and Harold Allen stops the fight. It's all over. A technical knockout for Duane Bobick. He's now 37-0, 32 by knockout. We told you it was mostly Duane Bobick, and the pressure was too much. The cuts were too deep. All over. Bobick has won. His record remains unblemished. There he is. We're going to get up into the ring and talk with Duane, also try and talk with Chuck.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget there's a big fight following this. Great Sorrentino, so don't go away.
I'm now in the ring.
Yeah, I could use a little help.
What's wrong, Charlie?
They can use the...
Duane Bobick. Duane, 6th round knockout, technical knockout. Tell me how you feel now.
I feel pretty good. Chuck was tough. You know, he's always tough. He comes to fight. So when the two of us were in there, sure was a pair of 6 brawl. You know, he's tough. I respect him a lot. You know, he's still going to beat a lot of top guys coming up. He's a tough man in a way. A lot of young heavyweights, and I wish Chuck the best in the future.
To your credit, you seized the opportunity and you closed the show.
Well, I cut him up, you know, and I was going to the body attack. That's what slowed him down. That's what took a lot of his fight away. You know, he's tough. He takes a hell of a shot. You know, I hit him with some shots that I know would have put down most guys, but he stood up there. I staggered him a couple of times, but never really had him in too much of trouble. He's good.
I want to ask you about Muhammad Ali, but first I want to ask your trainer and manager, Eddie Futz, for his evaluation of your work today.
Well, I thought he fought a good fight against a very difficult style. I've always felt that on the way up, he's got to learn to fight all styles. And one of the reasons why we picked Chuck, because we knew we'd give him a good test in there with a rough, tough barroom type brawler. And this is a part of the learning process, and I was quite pleased with what I saw in there tonight.
What are your next plans for Duane?
Well, I'll have to digest this one and then see where we go from here. Yeah, I'll have to see what the reactions are and all.
Has Ali's retirement affected you in any way in that thinking?
Well, naturally, it'll speed up our process a bit. And I think that Ali's retirement has affected the whole heavyweight division. So naturally, you know, we were affected by it.
Thank you, Eddie. And just quickly, Duane, what do you think of Ali's retirement?
Well, I have to respect the man for his decision and just wait and see what definitely is going to happen, if they're going to have a box off or what. I'd like to take the opportunity to say hi to Carla and Diane Bodingheimer, Randy Watuki back home, Sharon down in Norfolk, and to the gang at the Jimmy's Milan in Philly, and Richie and Bobby over at the saloon. And thank the fans for coming out here, and we're looking forward to the heavyweight championship soon.
Congratulations, Duane Bobick. Chuck Wepner, come on over here. Chuck, a tough loss today. What are your thoughts right now?
Well, I lost to a good fighter. He's a real good fighter. I knew he would be. And I come in shape, but Duane's a good fighter. He was catching me inside a little bit, and I couldn't really rough him up too much because the referee was, you know, there. He didn't let me use most of my good punches inside. But Duane's a heck of a fighter, and I wish him luck. I'd also like to thank the people in the tournament where I trained, and they let me train up there for a month so I can get in good shape. I'd like to thank them and say hello to Dennis from Salvation.
You said before the fight that a loss by you would really hurt your chances of being a top-notch guy still around the big scene.
Well, a loss to Duane, who's fourth in the world, isn't too bad because he is a top-rated guy, but it'll set me back a little bit. And at 35, it takes a little longer to get back to where you are. Duane's young, and he's got a long way to go, but he's a hell of a prospect. I think he might go all the way.
The referee, Harold Allen, is right here. Do you dispute him stopping the fight at all?
Yes, Harold stopped the fight, and I think he did the right thing. Harold made the right thing.
Thank you very